Hello peeps, it's the Hillbilly Halfwit. We're doing a talking one today, and Gaza might go into some working class language here in a minute, I'm not sure. Anyway, before I carry on, I'd like to say to everybody, please go on to Farm Theory's channel, and he did a video last night where there's a new chat GPT thing out from Elon Musk called Gok 4 or Gok 3 or something. I got it on my phone the other night and it's pretty good. Basically you can talk into it and it gives you lots of information back and talks back to you. So the guy off Farm Theory basically went through the new UK Climate Change Committee's proposals, and this thing was answering him back with the actual data of what they've got in there, and it is absolutely scary. He's done a fantastic job, that guy, I gotta say. He's one of them people a bit like me. He just puts the data over and doesn't bullshit you. Basically, after going through all this, it says they want to cut agriculture in the UK by 50%, especially stock farming. So they want to cut the amount of animals on stock farms by 50%. It's absolutely nutcase stuff. And after all this, I've been saying this for a long time now, farmers who think they want to work with this climate change committee and the UK governments are off their rocker, because they want to remove us from the equation. That's what's going on. If they don't do this thing that they're proposing, they won't meet these climate conditions by 2030, and they're all in on it. They are just all in on this thing. They want to remove stock farming, especially in Wales off the hills, and that is a fact. It's maddening, absolutely maddening. So if you go on to Farm Theory and listen to his latest video, you'll see it there, and he does it really, really well. He's not trying to hide anything, just the pure facts of it all. And I went on to it before, and I was asking it some various questions. And it was talking about methane, and how that was destroying the planet, really. And it's false. When you ask it the right questions, it says pretty much the insects release pretty much as much methane as human beings. It's nuts, absolutely nuts. But go on to that and have a look at him. Remember, Farm Theory, really good channel. He's a farmer I think he's in Ireland, a dairy farmer. Anyway, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the UK now has decided to cut benefits on people who are ill, because they're spending too much on the chaff, as they say. And these things make me mad. Now, of course, there's people who don't want to work, and there's always been people like that. But to class everybody who's got a problem, or a disabled person or whatever, as a bad person, then scav the money off a poor in society for your little pet projects, makes me mad. If this net zero thing didn't exist, they wouldn't be bothering about it, but they're running out of money. Now I just totted up 25 million before we could save instantly. So every year since 2020, these boat people, these savages coming in, have been costing us 4.5 to 5 billion a year, just to look after basically 30 to 50,000 of these savages coming in. So you count that up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 billion there in 5 years. 25 billion. Ukraine has been taking $1 billion per year since that as well. You know, it's absolutely astronomical money that isn't going to help our poor and our elderly in society. So what do they do when they're short of money? Take it off the fucking working class or the lower downs in society who haven't got it. It's maddening. Like I say, don't get me wrong, there's lots of people who scav, but there always has been a certain amount who are at that. But to target the elderly with a heating allowance and things is disgraceful. It just makes you want. Oh, it doesn't make you wonder. The mentality of these people. You realise this is a uni-party. Conservatives and Labour and Liberals. Same with this Ukrainian thing this last week. All of them were there singing and banging the same fucking drum. There was nobody there saying, no, hey, steady up a minute. Which Tony Benn, if he'd have been in the House of Commons, would have said that. Jeremy Corbyn, to be fair to him, he did stand up and say a bit of a speech there. He's the only one who's got any balls in there to say anything against the government, and some of the Reform MPs, to be fair. But even the Reform MPs are afraid in their arse of making themselves looking bad at the moment with the Ukraine. It's the right thing to do, stop a war, and that's the end of it. So with this policy now, they're deciding to scab all the money they need for this war off the poor in society. That is the basic what's going on. The poorer in society are going to get fucking scabbed off to get their money. And if that wasn't bad enough, their council tax is going through the roof. It fucking infuriates me. It really does. The working class are always scabbed upon. How it's always been. And if you've noticed this is supposed to be the Labour Party now. So they're doing the policies that they said a while back were austerity policy. So they're doing it worse. They've spent all the money. They haven't been there 12 months. They've spent every fucking thing. Mr. Starmer's running around the fucking world, flying around the world, doing nothing at home. Gotta say, it makes you mad. Why pick on the people who are the hardest done by in society? And this was something I asked ChatGPT before. I gotta say, that app is quite good. Why is it that progressives get upset when people say they're trying to create a split in society? Now, I am a liberal, an old-fashioned liberal person who believes in the individual rights of everybody, and I think the state should keep out of their lives. That's what I believe. When they're in trouble, yes, help them out, of course. Like what the benefit system is. But the trouble is, they're bringing lots of these savages around in the country and chucking money at them, and then they're wondering why the fucking bill's gone up. That's the trouble. If you've got 1 million extra people in the country scabbing off the government every year, and it's costing us 25 billion since 2020 to pay for it all, there's your problem. And what is it? Is it 12.5 billion gone to Ukraine? And then they're cutting the elderly's heating allowance. That's the fucking UK in a nutshell. I managed to keep quite calm. I got to say, I thought I was going to blow up over this. And another thing that's annoying me today as well is the way they're having a go at Vance. The media, the Western media, are trying their best to make Vance a bad man because they know he's probably going to be in line for the presidency next. And they're trying to say that he said that UK troops. He didn't even say UK troops. He said some random European country. He was talking about France and all the countries as one. And the reality is the UK hasn't got fuck all troops now because they've run it down into the ground. But he wasn't just talking about the UK. He was talking about the European armies as a whole. It's they're trying to badmouth the guy. I think he's a good lad, I got to say. What it is, he's not the establishment. That's what it all is. The trouble is with him, he says it as it is, like I do and lots of other people, and they don't like that. They don't like people. God, look at that stuff in the sky above my head. They don't like people saying it like that because they're not diplomats, they say. You don't need to be a diplomat. Too many of these diplomats around. Arsehole creeping everybody. Oh, so there we are. Got that off my chest. It's a good thing. camera, this Action 4 is a cracking camera. Absolutely cracking camera. I can see that there now. My eyesight isn't up to much. I can't see it as good on the camera as I can when I look back. Like there's nothing over there. Certainly is weird. I have to say it is weird. But, I'm not going to say anything because it's good weather at the moment. Anyway, we'll get where that is. I've got that off my chest today. I was getting a bit worked up about that. Thanks for watching the live yesterday, by the way. So that's the one for this morning. A hodgepodge of things, but go and watch Farm Theory's latest video showing how the farming is being attacked in the UK. It's a disgrace, absolute disgrace. Well done to him, well done Farm Theory. I hope that video goes viral. Please subscribe, all the best, guys.